Hey guys, welcome back to Maverick Watch Reviews. I really appreciate you joining me. And for you new folks, thanks for checking out my channel. I appreciate that as well. Today I have the brand new Tide Graph Moon Phase from Casio. And this is model number WS1700H-5AV. And honestly, this is not really my type of watch. I mean, I like, a lot of digital watches from Casio and G-Shock. This is like a moon phase and a Tide Graph. I really don't use any of those features, but it looks really cool. So that's why I want to check it out. Let's get into it. As y'all know, I have an Amazon shopping channel. I'll make sure to put that link down there in the description field if you want to pick this thing up. Again, it's a really cool watch, man. All right, so typical Casio packaging. You got an outer sleeve here. You got the inner blue kind of like, sort of like a clamshell, I guess, in a way, even though it's not connected. There we go. There's your first look at the watch. Not crazy about this color. This is the only color I could get at the time I wanted to make this video. I prefer the black model. This kind of semi-brownish, it's just not really my personal favorite, but the actual dial and stuff is really cool. So let's take it out of here. As y'all know, you get all your information down here, all your little pamphlets. It comes on this little stand. It's got a little fishing timer advertisement here over on the left-hand side of the watch. Let's go ahead and take this thing off. And as y'all know, I'll go ahead and give you all the 7 specs you need to know, and then I'll put the rest of this stuff again down there in the description field. Let me get all this junk out of the way here. And I'll tell you one thing, man. Let me put this over here. That's kind of cool looking. Casio is the absolute king of making inexpensive yet very well-made watches with tons of features. And I've got quite a few. I mean, I've got some data bank watches of theirs. I've got a Casio Royale. I've got tons of these really, inexpensive. When I say inexpensive, I say sub $50, maybe sub $100, Casio watches. And they are the absolute king of this type of watch, as you guys know. I mean, you get a lot of watch for your money. And this thing, guys, this thing is only $35. So it's just something to keep in mind that if you want that type of watch in that price range, you can't do any better than Casio. In fact, I don't think there's really anybody out there that makes these type of watches as good as Casio does. I mean, there's some, Chinese brands and some other things, but they've been doing this stuff for, 30, 40 years, and you just can't beat them. I mean, if you want a resin case watch like this, if you want something in stainless steel, you name it. With any type of feature you can think of, Casio makes a watch in your price range for sure. So anyway, here are the 7 specs you need to know. And again, I'll put the rest of the stuff down there in the description field. Looking at a 48.6 millimeter resin case. It's 15.2 millimeters thick. It's 52.5 millimeters lug to lug. Water resistance is only 100 meters. This isn't a G-Shock. Whereas G-Shocks are mandatory. They start at 200 meters of water resistance. This gets a 3562 movement side with about a 10-year battery life, depending on how many times you press the light and do some other stuff. And you do get like a resin / acrylic crystal. You don't get any like an actual crystal or a sapphire, obviously. This watch is too inexpensive to kind of justify that. But anyway, I mean, it's a really cool watch. And for some reason, I don't know about this resin case, but it feels incredibly hard. Like it's gone through a hardening process or something. I can't. No, most of the time, these resin cases are kind of soft. Just they have a little bit of give to them. But this thing is rock hard. It almost feels like metal. I know that's crazy to say when it's obviously a plastic / resin case. But gosh, it is incredibly hard. I don't know, again, if they're going through some sort of hardening process or what they're doing with these cases, but this thing feels fantastic. The only big ding on the actual case are these fake screws that they put everywhere. So you got them here, you got over here, over at 9 o'clock, you get a couple more down here, and another one over here at 3 o'clock. And, it just gives some visual appeal to the watch, but they don't actually serve any sort of function. And obviously they're not, real screws or anything like that. Speaking of kind of screws and function, the pushers on this thing are at kind of a weird angle. And most of the time, pushers on any sort of Casio or G-Shock watch are kind of up here in the corners of the case. But as you can see, these pushers are like dead smack on in the middle of the dial. And it makes it a little bit hard to push them. I don't know if that was Casio's intention to make them, and obviously they're really kind of recessed as well. If that was their intention to make them harder to push, I'm not quite sure. But they are kind of a pain to push, to tell you the truth. Like they could take this and move it up here to what about, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and move all these pushers out into the corners. I'm not quite sure why they decided to do this, but it's not a big deal. But it's just kind of a weird decision, at least for me, aesthetically, that Casio has made for this thing. Anyway, so here's a look at the dial again. You got your moon graph over here. You got your tide. You got your running seconds counter up here. It was at, I don't know, 1 o'clock. Got a big digital positive LCD display. Tells you the day, the date, the time. All right, so let's go through the functions here. Here's your regular time. It shows you obviously the day of the week, Saturday. That's when I filmed this. And then it's the 28th of September. You got your big time down there. Again, nice positive display. Got your running seconds over here at, 1 o'clock. You can see your moon phase and your tide right there. Those always show up. You go over here, click once. This is where you go in there and set all that stuff up. Your moon phase, your tides. That, it gives you a nice visual representation. And it goes in a clockwise motion where the tide is now currently low. Then it's going to start getting higher and higher. And then up here, you can see where it's going to be high tide. Moon phase shows you those little, little pie segments of, actually, they're like little orange slices. Shows you how, if the moon is in full, like the full phase, the crescent, or the waxing, the waning, all your different moon phases. It shows it right there. Then you go over here. Again, these pushers are kind of a pain, guys. Here is your stopwatch. There's your regular timer. One of 3 alarms, and you also have a time signal, an hourly time signal, which I believe I have turned on. There's your dual time. I've got the dual time set up for London time. Let me go back to this real quick to the alarm. I can't see if I've got it set up there. So again, 1 of 3. So 1, 2, 3. There you go. Got your hourly time signal. I have got that turned on. And then you can just go back to your regular timekeeping. So let's look at the rest of the case here. Again, you've got a lot of what they call greebling. Greebling is something that special effects artists do in movies to add visual appeal to an item. So like, say you see the outside of a spaceship, you got all those pipes and different layers and heights of things and different stuff running around it. It's all fake. It obviously all doesn't do anything. That's kind of what Casio likes to do with their watches. Like these ridges here, these fake screws, these ridges right here, whatever that little line is right there. They like to label things to make it look more industrial. And then of course you have a black caseback, a screw-in caseback, not a screw-down caseback. These little channels right here for the strap, that is actually to wick away any moisture from your wrist, which is nice. Over here, you've got one movable keeper. Again, you got those holes in there. Do you really need those holes? Probably not. Again, some more those like wicking, those moisture wicking channels from your wrist. You got a black tang and buckle. Is it labeled or is it branded? No. Let me see here. I just got China underneath there, but you don't have any like Casio logo right there. So that's really about it, guys. I mean, it's not a super complicated watch. It does have a couple different neat complications like the moon phase and the tide. Again, I don't use any of those. Have absolutely no need to use them. And again, this isn't a G-Shock, so it's not super water resistant. It's only water resistant to 100 meters, which is 330 feet. So anyway, let me go try this thing on real quick. And I think this might be a smidge small for me, or maybe it might not. Let me see. Okay. It's actually not. Okay. Good looking watch. I love that positive display, guys. Really, really love that positive display. Let me go back to regular time. There you go. So there's your regular timekeeping. And of course, I'm going to give you a lume shot here. There is no actual lume on the watch itself. It's just got this nice kind of amber colored LED. Let me go ahead and kill the studio light. Let's kill these monitors. There we go. All right, upper right-hand corner, as with all Casios, just about, unless they have a button right there, which this one does not. Okay. Wow, really nice LED. You can select it between 1.5 seconds and 3 seconds. I think I only have it on 1.5. Yeah. Good looking watch, man. I think to me, it's just so, it looks so technical, which I think is really cool. Really nice LED. Is that dual? Those are dual LEDs. Look at that. You can see in each corner down there at the bottom that these are dual LEDs. Pretty cool. Really nice. And this also, guys, comes in 2 different other colors. It comes in a black, which is my favorite, and it also comes in a gray model. Again, this kind of stone sand look. And they're just basically just calling it brown on Casio's website. Not my favorite, but not bad. I mean, this might be a good watch for like the military with that military camouflage. That might look good. Of course, again, the black would look good too. So anyway, tell me what y'all think of this thing. I love these inexpensive Casio watches because you really do get a ton of watch for your money, man. Anyway, if you want to get one of these, head on over to my Amazon channel. They're currently about $35. I'll make sure to put a link down there in the description field. And guys, it's really been about it for this one. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell if you like my content, and I hope you do. And I want to thank everybody so much for watching that new Citizen Combi Land review. I mean, it's gotten like 30-some thousand views in only a couple weeks, which just absolutely shocked me. It's a really, really cool watch. So I'll make sure to put that link down in the description field if y'all want to check that one out. Those of you who haven't, I mean, it's gotten a ton of views, man. I was just absolutely shocked. Maybe my best performing video of all time in such a short amount of time. Really, really cool. Anyway, guys, again, that's been about it for this one, and I will see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.